Our beloved 8% Hard AF Seltzer is now live in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Texas, Ohio, Montana, Idaho, Oregon, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Illinois. Go to hardafseltzer.com today, click on the store locator, and enter your city or zip to find the closest location nearest you.
We are gold for energy. Send it.
Incoming!
Put the money in the bag, man.
As I said, your paycheck is your thank you.
What's going on back there? This is awesome! Welcome to Earth! No. Who flying the plane? Get cockpit. Go. God.
Black Rifle Energy, dropping near you.
Welcome to Drinkin, bro. Yeah, welcome to the Monday morning recap brought to you by MyBookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles that first deposit all the way up to $1,000. Get off the couch and get into the action today with MyBookie.com. Bob, I owe you. You're my Drinkin' Bro of the Week here. We don't do this on this show, but I'm giving it to you. There was a listener when I posted all the bets because I was running around doing stuff with the kids, and a listener hit me up and they go, "Hey, what about the MVP picks of the show?" And I go, "Shit, they're on my phone. Let me re-upload these," and I did. So I got them in safely for Drinkin' Bros Sports, so everybody could see the slips. And the very last bet of last week was yours, where you told me to pick Kenneth Walker as a sleeper for the Super Bowl MVP.
He was having an insane postseason. Was honestly the only offensive weapon working for the Seahawks.
That and the kicker.
Yeah.
I mean,
Credit to honestly, if the Patriots somehow won, their MVP probably would have been Gonzalez, the cornerback, who just shut down Jackson Smith and Jigma.
Oh yeah,
and I mean he had multiple pass breakups. He was incredible.
By the way, that's what I said on the show last week. I was like, you got one guy, and you can't shut him down. I don't really that was their whole offense.
Well, they did, but
they did. But, you know, the Patriots couldn't do anything, and Drake May looked like a fucking child out there.
Yeah.
I think Chris Collinsworth, who I despise, said it best, though. He goes, it was in the middle of the fourth. He goes, this was a learning lesson for him. Today, unfortunately, was on the national stage, and I agree. He's 23 years old. I don't think it's any reason to panic.
No.
The Patriots are going to be good for years to come, and they overachieved this year. Now,
yeah.
Another thing you called personally that I want to thank you on, because I kind of overlooked it. To me, it reminded me of the Cignetti thing, where I don't know why this wasn't a bigger story earlier. So the Cignetti thing, nobody ever brought up the age of the team until that fucking dude on Reddit, and then it kind of spread like wildfire. Obviously, we did a show about it. You were the only one, though, that I heard early on said, look at their fucking schedule and how easy this is. And you said it over and over and over again, and like throughout the year. And even when we got to the playoffs, they had 2 games in blizzards.
Yeah.
One quarterback was out. The other quarterback had a sprained hand for C.J. Stroud.
And then did they play the Chargers round 1?
Yes.
Who were hurt up and down the roster?
Gone. Their entire roster was annihilated.
Yeah.
They just kept running into break after break after break after break the entire season.
Yeah.
And then they get to the Super Bowl and play a real team. And, you know, even didn't look great.
No. I mean, the Patriots' defense was not the problem.
No.
They played well, honestly. Like the dam just broke because you can't keep going out there.
Well, here's what I noticed from a scheme perspective is they were Seattle was loading up the right side of the line, and they were rushing 3 from the right. Now I could see it at home. Mm-hmm. I'm not a professional coach, for Christ's sakes. Why didn't they try to stop that? Because it was 2 guys that were just pretty much untouched teeing off on Drake May.
Because the left side of the Patriots line was horrible, and they had to send all the reinforcements over there. They had 2 rookies, Will Campbell, and I forget the other guy's name. Were both on the left side of the line, couldn't block anyone, and so any reinforcement help, any extra block help, any way to like scheme Drake May away from that side of the line, that type of thing.
So the exact same thing happened to Ohio State last year, and the way they overcame it was just quick passes, right?
Yeah.
They didn't do that. I don't really get it.
They couldn't because I assume with the Ohio State situation, there was probably a little bit more blitzing, but the Seahawks, they were rushing 4 most of the night.
I know.
I mean, they blitzed, certainly, but they didn't need to. So the quick passes weren't necessarily there because you had all the linebackers and everyone else back to cover the pass.
But if Drake May, because in my opinion, going back and watching it again last night for a little bit, because obviously we knew we were doing the show today, his decisions were awful. Like, there were some open dudes.
There were open dudes. He missed wide open dudes.
He missed a wide open touchdown that would have changed the game.
I feel like there were a couple drops. Yeah, it just was a horrible, horrible game from the Patriots offense. Travion Henderson couldn't do a goddamn thing. Like, nobody could do anything.
Nobody on that team could do anything.
Yeah.
I was stunned. But then, I went back to their schedule, and I was like, well, May would have maybe helped. You played one of these teams with a good defense.
Fucking horrible.
The entire season.
It was the 3rd worst schedule in NFL history post Super Bowl. In the Super Bowl era.
I would venture to say first, only because of the injuries, because they don't take that into factor, right? Of how bad the schedule is. Every team they met with Burrow was out.
Yeah,
Lamar Jackson was out.
Passable team they played had injuries that week for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I was listening to I'm checking up on the Netflix thing for podcasts and all that other stuff and watching. So they're going live with the sports shows and everything. Portnoy was on there, obviously a diehard Patriots fan, flew out to the game.
Yeah.
And he just said, "Look, let's call this what it was. This is the worst game ever," and it was awful. Not just as a fan, he was saying. He goes. Yeah. Just in general, and I agree. I saw you posted on something on Twitter about how fucking bored you were.
No, I posted that if you take away the Belichick Brady years, this is actually a very normal Super Bowl performance for the Patriots.
Right.
Because this is the 3rd Super Bowl they played in that didn't have Brady Belichick, and they've been obliterated in all 3 of those Super Bowls. The 85 Bears beat them. People forget. And
we hung out with Drew Bledsoe. We went to the mothership one night and had dinner with him. Great fucking dude. But he always talks about this with Patriots fans. He goes, I always ask people as a Patriot fan, what year were you a Patriots fan? Because people forget how fucking awful they were. And I forget about the Braves as well. Like, when people were Braves fans, I'm like, what year?
Yeah.
If you tell me the 80s, then I'll believe you. But you got to name some fucking players because we were terrible in the 80s.
Yeah, up until 91, worst to first. I was too young to be a Braves fan in the 80s, though. So I was just blessed at the right time. But, the 85 Super Bowl and then the Super Bowl Brett Favre won. They also killed the Patriots.
Yep.
With Drew Bledsoe as the Patriots QB. And then, this one. So we're back to normal Patriots, basically.
God, it's not a fun team, is it? It's not a fun team to watch.
I mean, if they played like they played most of the year against shitty teams like Drake May, super accurate, I'm sure they'll be fine. I don't think they'll be nearly as good next year because they're going to have to play a way tougher schedule because the way scheduling works in the NFL to an extent is like it's tiered. So, like, your schedule gets harder if you were good last year, which is why it's so hard to repeat and everything like that. So they're going to play a much tougher schedule regardless next year. And then, obviously, the AFC is still loaded. Josh Allen and them are back. The Broncos are clearly legit. I don't think the Chiefs are going anywhere. I assume they're going to be a player next year. Chargers will be healthy.
If they get a running back, if they get Jeremiah Love,
yeah,
Chiefs will be back immediately, in my opinion. But
I don't even think they need him. Honestly, I think they just need to recalibrate.
They've got to get a running back at some point. That's just you can't live like this.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's the Patriots this is their kind of one little, it's not their only window, but it's going to be tough sledding to get back there.
You know what made me sad last night was because I hated the game. It was just so fucking boring.
I think the Rams-Patriots Super Bowl, the last one, the last Brady one that you were at, even that was a better game because at least it was close.
It was 3-3, and so, like, because there was people bitching at me of like, oh, you don't understand football and what a defensive battle is. No, I saw one in real life, and it was 3-3, and you had the greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah.
And then Stafford, who was a first ballot Hall of Famer as well.
No, it was Goff in that one.
Oh, was it Goff in that one? Okay. Well, either way, I think Goff is in. I think he'll probably be in. He's a good quarterback. Yeah, man, that was a defensive battle. This was two guys who looked extremely nervous. Darnold looked like shit. He was, 19 for 38?
Yeah, I mean, the Patriots defense
50%.
Patriots defense played really well.
They kept him in this game.
Yeah.
And if Drake May hits that pass in the third quarter, towards the end of the third, it's that wide open dude, they're in it. They're down by a score, and
just
was
missed,
way off.
just whiffed. Yeah, I mean, it was horrible. It wasn't, other than the Seattle. I mean, the defenses played great, but like, I don't know. It was bad. It was bad. There wasn't even like it was like the defenses like stepped up and made plays. It was just 3 and out after 3 and out.
I know.
There weren't turnovers. Like, it was nothing exciting happened.
Jason Myers, the kicker for Seattle, outscored the Patriots on his own. He broke the record. He had 5 field goals in this game.
Yeah.
He outscored them 15-13 in this game. I thought he was going to be the MVP. He was not. And it would have been a good time to do it. Weird thing was on the Today Show, because they always, whoever the superstar is comes to the Today Show.
Yeah.
It's Jason Myers this morning. I watched it. So I watched his interview. He, by the way, looked like he had not slept at all.
Oh, no.
And
Nah,
it's
so
just
why would he?
I'm exhausted, man. And they were laughing about it live on air, but even they invited him, which was weird. And when you have a shitty game like this, the way to offset it is by having a great halftime show. I think you and I were talking about this off air where, with Prince and Michael Jackson, I don't even remember who was in those games because they were blowouts. They weren't very good.
Yeah.
But I remember their performances, and that's the way to do it. How did you feel about the Bad Bunny show?
I mean, the ratings are going to be huge. For the preliminary numbers I saw, it was somewhere between 128 and 135, which would put it top 2 or 3 in the last 10 years. And obviously, anything before the last 10 years, the audience is not as big. So it's
Well, you're going to keep growing because of streaming,
Right,
and so
right.
they're putting it on like 10 different platforms now. But yeah,
So the ratings weren't hurt from what I can tell. That's what the preliminary numbers. So we'll see. But
that spike at halftime they always report. I'll be curious to see it.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the TPUSA numbers. They crossed 20 million.
Oh, I'm sure.
5.2 live was the peak, and then it got to 6 somewhere in the middle there. But I don't understand the streaming ratings all that much, so let's keep it at 5.2. I personally didn't enjoy either of them. I watched both, but
I only watched the Bad Bunny one. Didn't love it. Obviously, I don't fucking speak Spanish, so I was just like, okay.
yep.
Yep, sure. My main complaint, though, as a showman, as a theater kid,
Sure.
and Bad Bunny's not the first to do this. I think The Weeknd did it, and a couple other people maybe did too. I fucking do not want to watch a live music video.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to watch a live staged performance.
Yeah.
That's what I want to watch. Like the Britney Spears one and Bruno Mars and Coldplay and Beyonce, and I want to watch. That's what I want to watch. I really genuinely dislike that fucking It's nothing to do with Bad Bunny other than he was part of it making that choice, but that's not the first time they did it. Yeah, I fucking hate watching a live music video, basically. I don't like it. And then the funniest were like the stories and Snapchats from the game where it was like watching it in the stadium and like they couldn't see a fucking thing.
No.
They couldn't see a goddamn thing. It was for TV only, which is fair enough, I guess. But I'd rather watch a live performance, stage performance. So yeah, I wasn't super into it. I don't really have any like strong feelings about it, like sucking or anything. But it would have been nice to like understand. I love the Lady Gaga part.
She's always good.
Yeah.
But it didn't fit in with the Latin community. Like, I understand Ricky Martin, and he sang in English. And my wife, Jessie, she had said to me, she goes, hey, man, why not just have Ricky Martin play? He's got more hits than Bad Bunny. And I was like, hey, you're right, dude. Like, we all know She Bangs and everything else.
Yeah, we do. But
Well, it's in English. Our country does.
Does he?
And
He's not even young. He's like 27.
That's still young.
It is, but it's like
Byron,
an adult's age.
27. What do you think?
I mean, I don't know. I didn't watch it. I didn't care. I'm just
saying, like,
are you an NFL guy at all, or no?
yes, but I'm just more college. I like football, but I don't necessarily love NFL. I'm more baseball. That's really like the sport that I care about. I've been talking Rob's ear off about sports cards all week because of it. But yeah, no,
I love them, man.
I like
I'm
baseball
super
a lot
into
more.
them. I'm super into those fucking cards now.
I showed you that Noah card.
I know.
We got to get it for the office.
He hit me up the other day. I'd love to, man. But yeah, this will just go down as one of those forgettable Super Bowls, like the Ravens or the Buccaneers or one of those where it's just like, what year was that? Oh yeah, that was that fucking year that those guys won.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was not a good game.
No, and I mean, just looking at the stats here from last night's, I'd say good for Durr and the fucking resiliency for it. Didn't have a good game.
By the way, this is actually, I don't think enough people are talking about this, about, Durr and whatever, about Darnold. This proves, and it's not the first time that it's happened, but I think a lot of the other ones were kind of outliers. All you need to win a Super Bowl is a competent quarterback, right? The last two teams, Jalen Hurts is better than Sam Darnold.
Who doesn't make a mistake? He didn't throw any picks.
Nope. Just took care of the ball. Did we need to get first downs? Generally,
did his basic job.
Generally, they won the field position battle, which made things easier because the Seattle punter is a killer. Dixon.
Their special teams won that game.
Yeah, and so the thing is, you don't need Patrick Mahomes. You don't need Josh Allen. It's nice. It's fucking nice.
I know.
In fact, the reason the Chiefs won so many Super Bowls in the last 5 years or whatever is because they were super complete teams, but a super complete team with a fine quarterback is going to win like one Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
Super complete team with a Hall of Fame quarterback is going to win more than one Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So you still want that, but there are plenty of teams out there that are looking around being like, we don't need it. We need a guy. We need a guy.
And I mean, shit. Let's say a C.J. Stroud was healthy in that game, and Nico Collins was healthy in that game. The Texans had that same kind of formula. It's not like C.J. Stroud is that fucking good, but at least this year.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens the rest of his career. But he could have easily done the same exact thing in this.
Bo Nix too.
Bo Nix, if he was healthy. I look at the Bills. Josh Allen. I don't know where he was last night watching this game. He must have been just fucking hating life.
Just sick, yeah.
I think Buffalo could have beat this team last night. The Seattle that I saw last night could have been beatable by 5 or 6 other teams.
Their offense wasn't great.
No. Jackson Smith and Jigma finally decided to guard him. It's one guy.
I mean, Gonzalez is one of the best corners in the league already.
Totally.
So.
But you're going best against the best.
Yeah.
In my opinion, we found out who was the best.
Yeah.
And it was that guy from New England.
The credit to New England, they kind of sold out, but it worked for a while. It's just the dam broke because they blitzed the fuck out of Darnold. And they were just like, we're going to leave our dudes on an island, especially Gonzalez, and just let them fucking cook.
And he did great.
Yeah.
Great.
They did everything they could until they couldn't do it anymore. And that's how any fan that's ever had a team whose defense was better than the offense knows that exact game, which is like, okay, we're still in it. We just got to do fucking something. And then eventually the dam breaks. Yeah. And it's like your defense. And the score never even shows how good the defense was because eventually it becomes a blowout. And you're like, God, I guess they got the shit kicked out of them. It's like, no, if you watch the game for 2.5 quarters, that's usually how long it takes. 2.5 quarters, and they just can't fucking hold anymore.
But even if you go back and look at this, 3-0 at the end of the first quarter, fucking 9-0 at halftime, 12-0 going into the fourth, you still have a shot to
100%.
win the game. And then fucking 30 points were scored in the fourth quarter. Now, I know one was off a pick six and all that other shit. But, yeah, man.
Were there 2 defensive touchdowns?
1.
Okay.
5 field goals, a defensive touchdown at 22, and then Darnold, he did throw 1 TD.
Yeah.
I think it's a Barner.
Yeah.
It was a tight end who got that one. But, yeah, one of our biggest bets on the show, if you watch the Super Bowl pre-prediction show, was the first score TD.
Yeah.
That didn't happen until the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Which is nuts, dude.
By the end of the third quarter, I was rooting for 2 things. That was the only thing that kept me interested. No touchdowns and a shutout. That was just like, fuck it. Let's
see it. It would have been the first shutout in Super Bowl history.
Let's just make it dumb.
I felt the same way. And they tried to juice it up a little bit. Mac Hollins walking in like in the prisoner outfit and all that other shit.
Yeah.
I enjoy shit like that. And he played pretty good. 78 yards and a touchdown. He was the most effective on either side of the ball, receiver-wise. Shut down Jackson Smith and Jigma. Cooper Kupp was the safe play that we called, so we took the over on Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
And because it was like, all right, it's the Super Bowl. Who do you trust more?
Yeah.
That guy. Sure hands, great. He'll get the job done.
And Jigma was out for a little while.
He went
Had
to
a concussion,
and then magically came back. Which, look, it's the Super Bowl. I wouldn't want to miss it for a concussion either. Could have popped me back in there, and I would have been fine. Last game of the year, awesome. You can sleep that off for 6 months to get ready for it. But overall, the Seahawks deserved to win the Super Bowl, and obviously they did. But they also had the best regular season. Like, so
Yeah.
it's hard to argue against, that this wasn't the team. It just wasn't a good game. But they deserved to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they're probably the best team in the NFL this year. There's no argument against it.
No, and they were
'Cause there's
14
obviously
and 3 in the regular.
Yeah, there's
season.
obviously years like the Giants that beat that Patriots team. They were not the best team in the league. that
Should
year.
not have. No.
They weren't. They weren't.
No.
They fucking weren't. So,
No. Nope.
but it is what it is. They won. So
Yeah. So if you're looking back at Seattle as a whole, they were. If you watch, throughout the season like we did, they were fun to watch and exciting during the regular season. They were fun to watch and exciting during the playoffs. Just not the Super Bowl. That was just the one game that it wasn't fun.
yeah,
for
I mean
those guys.
Rams Seahawks was a great NFC Championship game.
Fuck yeah, and they beat them pretty handily. Like
yeah.
the Rams were always trying to come back. In that
Yeah,
game.
although granted the Seahawks Niners game was horrible, but that's
Yeah, but
doesn't matter.
49ers were hurt.
Yeah.
I don't really.
they
put-
dominated them.
Yeah. And it's the same division. That was the third time they're playing together. Like, same with the Rams.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody in that division.
Just played each other.
That's
Yeah.
all they did to get to the Super Bowl. New England just was a factor of just endless luck, and then it ran out.
Yep.
Ran out, and it got them. I didn't think they'd lose by 12. That one I missed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I juiced that up to 12. Now, the under I had, which was a blast, but 12 points. You couldn't cover 12, huh? Fuck me. And the fucked up thing is, man, if he doesn't throw that pick 6, I win that.
Yeah.
Fuck. That was the only miss of the weekend. Everything else is pretty good. All those prop bets I posted, Puth got the under.
Yep.
Easily.
Yeah.
Shit. It was by like 14 seconds. Most of these player props that I bet on, all of these hit except for I was wrong on Jackson Smith and Jigma.
RIP to anyone's bank account who bet that Bad Bunny was going to wear a dress.
I did. They only let you bet $15.
Okay.
So, yeah. But
By the way, was that just a lie?
No, we talked about it earlier. So after the Grammys thing, I know there was a meeting, and then they popped in. It was about 6 minutes of that show. Excuse me. That it looked like it was supposed to be something else because there was no reason for Lady Gaga to be there at all.
You always bring out star power. There's no reason for Beyonce to come out during a Coldplay
No,
set.
but if you're gonna do it, make sure it matches up with your culture and the whole vibe of the
Yeah.
thing, right? So I thought it would have been Shakira. Like
Right.
Shakira's one of the picks. Jennifer Lopez is one of the picks.
Yeah.
Mark Anthony would have been fine. Even that new girl, she just won the Grammy last week. Carol G. She's a superstar in that
or
world.
like Camila Cabello.
She's fucking hot.
Yeah.
So you bring out Carol G, you're good to go.
Yeah.
But no, it was strange and it was last minute. And Goodell actually made a statement on, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday. He just said, look, after the Grammy thing, he just said, look, because I think he said fuck ice on stage or something like that. He said, look, it's a family environment. We want this to be fun and just be a musical performance. So I think somebody up top said something. And rightly so. There's a lot of families watching and all that other shit. So, not my fucking thing whatsoever. And I couldn't understand a goddamn word. I doubt they'll do it again. I know that much.
I assume the next one will be in English.
I would imagine. Who are you looking at next year here?
Look, man, I'm just gonna
Super Bowl-wise.
go back to the Chiefs.
Are you?
Yeah, I think the Chiefs are gonna be fine. I think the AFC is really flawed. I think there's a lot of good teams, but it's really flawed. All the teams are beatable. We'll see how they put things together in the offseason. But you've got a new head coach in Baltimore, a new-ish head coach in Buffalo with Brady getting the promotion to head coach. The Broncos, probably the best team in the AFC this year, but not a perfect team. Bo Nix is Darnold-esque, maybe a little better than I don't know. And then who else?
We'll see. TBD. I mean, look, Durr was fucking. This is the second year in a row.
Yeah,
he's had really great numbers.
No, I agree. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying they're not like they're just not like like Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. Those are guys that can take Joe Burrow. Those are guys that can take over a game by themselves. I do not think that Jalen Hurts or Sam Darnold or C.J. Stroud, all these other players who are on good teams, Bo Nix, I don't think those guys fit that bill. So the fact that your quarterback's like that means that there's one flaw right there. I think the AFC is completely wide open. I think the Chiefs just kind of ran out of luck this past year, and I think they're going to be, depending on
And
Mahomes'
energy.
health.
I mean, they finally got a postseason off.
Yeah.
So they could rest.
Yeah, I think they're going to be a favorite, absolutely, for the AFC. I would take them. The NFC, it's impossible to bet against the Seahawks at this point. They're going to have to spend a lot of money this offseason. They have a bunch of contracts coming up.
Yeah.
But, Seahawks, Rams, we'll see what happens.
Rams just hired Cliff Kingsbury as OC over the
Ooh,
weekend.
I love that.
So do I.
I love that. I would lean, honestly, Rams in the NFC. I think they had a couple bad breaks this year. The other one that's interesting is we'll see how the Bears do against a more difficult schedule this coming year.
Yep.
Because they won the division instead of being in last place. And, yeah.
Lions. I still want to keep an eye on the
I
Lions.
think the Lions
see if
can't count the Lions.
They just signed a new OC. So I'm curious to see how he does. What was also interesting before the telecast that they were talking about was 10 head coaches are going to be new next season.
Yeah, I think it's the most ever.
It is.
Yeah.
Which is nuts to me. So, nobody comes in right away and does it. The guy from Seattle is young as shit. So that trend's going to continue. He was
That's been
He was
going.
38 years old.
That's
No,
been
I
going.
know.
Yeah,
But
Sean
now
McVay was.
But now you got two in a relatively short span.
Yeah.
Who are proving that. So NFL is going to keep getting younger as far as coaches go.
Yeah, 100%.
And I don't mind it at all. That's probably what it should be. You got the most amount of energy, and you're trying to keep up with these dudes.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're Andy Reid or something, unless an Andy Reid comes along, it's.
Yeah, but that's a dying breed. It feels like now.
Yeah.
Even Belichick didn't get the goddamn job in Atlanta last year.
Yeah, I mean,
nuts.
look, maybe these guys will be old coaches one day, probably, right? If they're this good, they're going to coach for a shit ton of time.
I wonder if we're going to see a new environment where it's because there was 10 coaches that were fired, which is a record, and some of them were stupid in my opinion. I wonder if you'll see them have earlier careers but shorter careers, to where they're just
yeah, why wouldn't you retire at 50?
Yes. I mean, it's just so fucking stressful, dude.
Yeah.
Trying to even coaching a kids team is stressful. I mean, just dealing with that, for
Yeah.
Christ's sakes. Not this. Fuck. Byron, how many people were at the Bulls tryouts this weekend? There was a lot.
Close to 100,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah.
So, I mean, imagine just trying to manage that.
Right.
Let alone all the other shit that goes along with it. And then the pressure and the expectations and all that other shit. I'm looking forward to it, though, with everybody being healthy again. You can start over again. Windows closing on Lamar Jackson. Windows closing on Josh Allen. I mean, you've got to get this done here.
Josh.
I want to say he's 29, maybe.
Fuck. Josh Allen is.
And they didn't hire the best head coach.
They hired Joe Brady. I kind of like the hire. Yeah, Josh Allen's 29. I think Lamar Jackson's a little older.
Yeah, I think so too. And I know their prime is in their 30s.
No, they're both 20. They're both 29.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson looks older.
He's got a little more
offense.
Well, I mean, they both actually run the shit out of the ball, so who knows? But yeah,
maybe they got a few more years. I thought Lamar Jackson was older, but with Bills, you got to get Josh Allen some help there. Or
yeah, I don't have a lot of faith in the Bills outside of Josh Allen because they fired McDermott, fine, whatever. But the reason the Bills have not sucked, but the reason they can't get over the hump is because there's always these roster deficiencies that hold them back. And they fired the head coach, but then promoted the GM to fucking president. Mm-hmm. So the guy who I think is more responsible for that is now more in charge.
I know. Weird thing is, man, you look at a team like the Falcons, they could replicate this with a plug-and-play quarterback right now. They got
the
a good
Falcons
defense.
are
They
all
got plenty of talent on offense if they wanted to.
If Pierce plays next year, their defense should still be good.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
he might be in jail, so you never know.
Never know there. But looking at this, and if you're looking at this formula that just went down, doesn't have to be the dude, clearly. I mean, to get there and win.
No.
Just got to be confident on both sides of the ball. Who else is?
Well, especially if you have other weapons, which the Seahawks did, right? With Kenneth Walker III and Jackson Smith and Jigman. I think the Falcons fit that bill with a great defense. Not as good
Bijan, Drake London, Kyle Pitts had a great year this year.
and certainly a much easier schedule because the NFC West is brutal.
Yep.
And the NFC South is the exact opposite of that. Yeah.
It's the worst goddamn conference ever. But I'm looking at those teams where if you look at last night and these kind of plug-and-play guys, they just picked him up this is the first year in Seattle. You didn't even need a year.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you don't even need a year anymore. You can just kind of plug them in if they're competent enough. He's a very smart guy. That was back before the NIL bullshit. So, Durr was a pretty smart dude.
Yeah.
although he just looks like a fucking moron. But hey, look, Drake May's young, dude. He's going to be there. They're going to be in the mix for a while.
Yeah, Drake May's great. I think it was really just a matter of him being really young and that Seattle defense being insane. I don't think they got enough credit for how good they were all year because they weren't. I don't know. They weren't like as sexy as the Texans defense that just like ripped your arms off and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
They were far more of like a systemic defense, right? That just stopped you all the time. Whereas there were other defenses that were almost as good, like the Broncos and the Texans, that were a lot more flashy, I guess.
Yeah, and they had the talent. Both those teams had the talent. They'll both be in the mix as well. AFC-wise, Eagles will be back, I think, right?
Yeah.
I think they'll be back in the mix. Giants are going to be a fun team to watch.
It'll be fun. I don't know if they're going to be
With Harbaugh there and then all the young dudes,
Yeah.
I mean, if they don't die, Scatterbo's going to get 9 concussions.
Yeah.
But you got Jackson Dart.
Malik Neighbors.
Neighbors will be healthy next year.
There's a chance they draft another wide receiver this year.
I'm hearing Carnell Tate out of Ohio State.
Yeah.
You pair him up with Malik Neighbors.
Yeah.
That's a fucking squad, dude.
Yeah.
That's fun to
100%.
watch. So, yeah, there'll be some new contenders in there. Even Minnesota, dude. I look at Minnesota at 9-8. If they just had a serviceable dude, they could have gone.
Oh, yeah. That's
I mean,
all
they were 9-8 with
the whole division.
shit quarterback.
The whole division was over 500.
Yeah.
The NFC is both leagues are really wide open. There's no dominant team, which is kind of why I like the Chiefs just being like just the
Consistent.
pedigree of them, because there really is no head and shoulders team. I mean, the Seahawks might be the closest to it, but they still have Sam Darnold,
Yep.
who didn't play well in the last half of the season. Like he had great numbers for the season as a whole, but he fell off in the last maybe third would be a better way to put it. So they're vulnerable too.
Yeah, they are. I'll let's see how much time I'll stick up for Durr, but he was dealing with an oblique injury for I think the past 5-6 weeks.
Yeah.
And then kind of, the game plan was kind of identical when you're trying to protect somebody who is hurt, where you're just like, all right, can you just fucking get us there, and then we'll kind of rely on the defense.
Yeah.
And that punter, Jesus Christ, dude.
The punter, that punter.
You could have given that guy the MVP.
Fun fact of that you say that particularly. A couple years ago, the University of Missouri played in the Texas Bowl in Houston.
Okay.
Not a high level bowl. Both teams, teams that are there usually between 7-5 and 8-4, 6-6 actually. I think we were 7-5 that year. We played the University of Texas,
All right.
who was 6-6. So low level bowl. Dixon won the MVP of that game.
The punter?
The punter won the MVP of that bowl game because he was killing us. That was when Drew Lock was at Mizzou. Congratulations to Drew Lock, by the way, on your Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, dude.
We were just inside the 10 to start every fucking possession. They weren't doing much to us, but it was just like they would get to the 30 every time, pinned inside the fucking 10. It was a miserable watch.
Yeah.
Dixon won the MVP of that Texas Bowl. I think 2017.
God, as a punter and a kicker, that's my dream. I was rooting for Jason Myers last night.
Yeah, killed us. So watching that Super Bowl, I was like, I've seen this show before.
Yeah. He was great. God damn, that guy was good. But yeah, as far as the rest of the stats go here, rushing obviously killed him. New England couldn't run the fucking ball. Turnovers obviously not great there, and time of possession, 7 minutes more there for Seattle, and they did what they needed to do to win a Super Bowl. So congratulations. If you're a Seattle fan, that's awesome. If I would have paid to go to that game, I would have blown my brains out.
Yeah.
I didn't know, because I saw your post on Instagram. I didn't know you were at Derek Wolf's Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Dude.
I was in the locker room with him, snuck in there.
But you also snuck down to look like a suite?
Club level.
Okay.
I wasn't in a suite, but I was club level.
Those tickets are like $10,000.
Oh, it was at least that. Because
Yeah.
my fucking...
Where was it?
Santa Clara.
No way.
Yeah, it was
same place.
Same
Okay.
spot. Same
That's
spot.
funny.
I just got really drunk. Before the game, we were in the lowers, just like me and the other influencers from different websites, taking pictures. And I ended up hanging around for a little bit because I was talking to this old guy next to me, and I lost them. And the reason I was talking for so long is it was Mike Vernon, the Red Wings goalie from the 90s, and we had a mutual friend because my fraternity brother was the head NHL referee for years and years. And so I was talking to him for whatever, and shit-faced also, and looked around, everyone was gone. Then I kind of just got lost in the stadium, and just
Were you by yourself?
at that point, and got on the wrong elevator and was chatting up the elevator guy and had all these lanyards and one said press, and he just was like, "Is this your stop?" And it was the club level, and I was like, "Yeah, yeah." And then I was like, "You know what? Fuck it. I'll just like sit at this bar. I can see the field because I didn't think I'd be able to get a seat." And then after like the first quarter, I was kind of talking to one of the security guys, like a young kid, and I just noticed the seat. No one was ever sitting in it. It was open the whole time.
Really?
So I was like, "Hey, man, you mind if I sit down? My feet are killing me." And I just fucking sat there for the rest of the game.
That's awesome. I've been to like 6 or 7 of those. I've never seen an empty seat.
I waited until like midway through the second quarter. I was like, I'll just see.
I like that.
Maybe he's late. The stadium's in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
And that guy never came.
No. That's amazing, man. Those pictures were hilarious you posted. But yeah, I'm looking at even next year. Like, there's one quarterback, Mendoza. He's going to the Raiders. So the guys that are in there quarterback wise now, it's not like there's a new guy that's going to come in and win the whole goddamn thing. Raiders need a lot of pieces.
Yeah.
Mendoza could be the guy. He reminds me, I've said this of kind of Kirk Cousins-ish, which is all you need. That gets you playoffs every
Kirk
year.
Cousins,
But
Alex
they got to build a roster around him.
Yeah.
Genty's good. We'll see what Brady and those guys do in the offseason. But quarterback-wise, there's not going to be anybody that comes in and competes right away.
No.
Like a Drake May.
No.
For example.
I think you could see, if I had to pick like a team to come out of nowhere, just based on the sort of Patriots or Bears situation where they benefited from a softer schedule because of the way they finished last year. I could see, I guess the Falcons technically finished third. I could see them ripping off a lot of wins.
They got to get a quarterback, though. And I don't know what they do there. There's not one in the draft.
Yeah.
And as far as veterans who are out there, there's not a lot of those either.
No, I know.
That are free agents.
And then, by the way, in terms of talking about softer schedules, the Chiefs finished fucking third in their division. So they're going to get a break.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to get a break.
For the first time ever.
Yeah, for the first time in years. So honestly, my pick's the Chiefs. Also, the Lions finished last, technically, so they'll get...
Okay. Yeah, I root for the Lions, man. I'd like to see either them or Buffalo finally win one of these goddamn things. The Falcons, obviously, is my own team, but I have zero hope in that. So we'll see what happens. All right, read the sponsors real quick, and then we'll get to the rest of the show. First and foremost, mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles that first deposit all the way up to $1,000. I always bet on the Daytona 500. This year will be no different. I usually sprinkle 4 or 5 picks, and I'll post those toward the end of the week. But college basketball is in full swing, and my boner went to 1,000 on Saturday with that Duke Carolina game.
Oh, it was incredible.
I had some buddies there, some friends back home from North Carolina, and they went up to the game, and they were like, bro. And I go, it's just that rivalry, that in Ohio State, Michigan, I don't care where you are. It's must-watch TV. Just stop whatever you're doing and throw it on.
Yeah.
And you'll see something magical, usually every year or every other year out of those guys. Like, shit. I mean, wide open in the corner for 3, and he found him just at the buzzer to beat it, dude. So
there were a lot of good games this weekend.
Tons.
College basketball was.
Hey, this March Madness is going to be insane. Pick the winner right now while the odds are there, and you can win it all. We got the Daytona 500 this weekend. Masters is coming up in April, and the casino's already up and at 'em. You guys are playing blackjack every Friday night. The two of you guys are casinos unbeatable. Go to mybookie.com. Use that promo code Drinkin' Bros to double that first deposits all the way up to $1,000. And as I said on Drinkin' Bros Fake News, I made the Dallas Bulls team. So we'll be starting kicker for March 7th. You can get tickets at dallasbulls.com. About $25 a piece. I think on the 50 or whatever their version of that is, they're like $35 or something. If you can get down by the railing, some of those VIP tables, that's where I got hit.
Yeah.
Because the padding only goes so high.
Yeah.
The fucking player bashed me last year. It was all 2 years ago. It was a blast. And then my bookie will do over-unders on extra points, field goals, kickoffs, and tackles in that game. So stay tuned and join us in Dallas. If you want, on drinkinbros.com, we've got the shirts for sale. Yes, my number's 69, which is fucking hilarious. And we have those T-shirts for sale right now on drinkinbros.com. It's a replica of the jersey. The jersey itself that I'm holding up there in the picture is really expensive. Those are like the game jerseys. Those are like $300. And I believe it's the same ones as the Rams. I mean, the material's crazy. But they're also built for pads, so like it's just not worth selling.
Not wearable.
It's not wearable. If you were gonna shadow box it, cool.
Yeah,
that's what I'll do after the game. But the rest of it, the replicas are fucking dope. The team gear rocks over there for the Dallas Bulls, and I got to go inside the stadium. It is directly next to the Cotton Bowl, so they share the same
the
parking
fairgrounds,
lot. Which is rad. All the rides are still up.
Are they there year round?
I guess.
I did not know
the
that.
Ferris wheel was there. Big Tex was there. The owner took me around. Shout out to Doc and shout out to Coach Kent.
I don't think they can move Big Tex. He's too big.
Is that what it is?
I don't know. Probably.
I've never been to the fair.
I've never either, actually.
I've never been. So, but it looked cool. I was like, oh shit, this is dope. And I have not been to the outdoor Cotton Bowl. Usually the other one's in Jerry World now.
It used to be at the Cotton Bowl, but the only Cotton Bowl the two that I've been to were already being played. In
they were
World.
here, right? Yeah. Or in Jerry World, excuse me. And then drinkinbrostickets.com is up next. I believe we have these, but all of this just went down. And they actually made me go through a full tryout. So it was 3.5 hours. And Coach wants to win, man. Shout out Coach Kent, dude. He put us through it. And it was fun. Thank you to Byron for coming and filming all that stuff. Everybody was stunned, dude. Even Brandon. We were like, Jesus Christ, man. How are you able to do this? Those fucking dudes were calling me Dennis Quaid from The Rookie and shit out there. It was really funny. But, yeah, I did not miss. I didn't miss a fucking field goal or an extra point the whole goddamn time. So it was great, man. It was a hell of a run. So come on out to the game. It should be fun. And then these dudes are big as shit. They're all like former NFL dudes. So, like, I mean, one guy ran a 4.40.
That's insane.
Yeah. Everybody's doing 40-yard dashes and all that other stuff. And, like, dude, these are some big boys who can fucking move because this is their last step to get in the NFL.
Right.
Because game 2 is against Denver, and that's Paxton Lynch. Starter.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he's the starter for the Denver team.
Yeah.
So that's week 2. They asked me to start for the entire year, and I was like, no. I don't think I go, Coach. I don't think my body can do that. I go, I can give you 1 game, maybe 2, maybe. It would be fun to play against Paxton Lynch, but the entire would be a lot. But I was drilling them, so it was great, man. We'll have tickets on that site eventually, and you can go to DallasBulls.com and buy them there. We're also trying to cut a deal with Hardy F Seltzer, so that way you can drink it. There's like a party area outside the stadium, too. The whole setup was rad. So we enjoyed it. And you get tickets for anything, concerts, movies. Zach Bryan's tickets are doing really well. I'm trying to think who else is doing really well. Obviously, Daytona 500. And then season tickets are starting to go on sale for some of these other guys. And then the college schedule's out as well for the big games. So the big games are on sale. Next up is hardyfseltzer.com. Go to the store locator, enter your city or zip. It'll take you to the closest location nearest you. If you're in Alabama, we just got, told you, we got that Circle K deal in the Southeast. I believe 58 stores just got them, so half the states already got them. Go to Circle K, buy them out, have it do well, so they'll keep picking them up over and over and over again. And it's in a bunch of states right now. We're growing really fast. If you know somebody super rich, let me know, because we are selling out. We had a record January for the company. That's why Dan's not here today. He's meeting with investors back east, so we're kind of flying back and forth here. And yeah, man, it's been a wild one. The snowstorms did not affect us, and this is the biggest January we've had in the history of the company. So thank you. Go buy a 12-pack today or a tall boy. Support us and support the show. All right, let's get to the Olympics, because I love the Olympics. I'm Olympic whore. I'm all in on the Olympics. I watch it all the time, or just keep it on in the backgrounds. And the kids like watching it because it's short.
Yeah.
It's not, you don't have to put 3.5 hours in like a full game or
right.
game or
it's
whatever.
Pretty quick.
It is, man. I'll start with Lindsey Vonn, since this was a big story. And if you watched it yesterday, it was gnarly to watch, man. I mean, just.
Oh, God. She got just obliterated.
Obliterated. So she hooked that flag, and she was going 71 at that time.
Yeah.
71 miles an hour down the mountain. Toppled, broke her leg in half. They said she would make a statement, and she just did. So she said Lindsey Vonn has a complex tibia fracture, which is a broken leg.
Yeah.
Needs multiple surgeries here. And, yeah, she posted on her Instagram the shot of it where she gets her arm hooked in the pole.
Yeah.
Whoever that photographer was incredible. It was one of the best shots I've ever seen. And that told the story right there. For me, I've never been that big of a Lindsey Vonn fan. I always thought there was something kind of weird about her.
Yeah.
And I couldn't really figure it out, the proposing to the dude and all the other shit that she does. And
Right.
I mean, because she's hot. So it's like, you don't need to do any of that bullshit. Like, I don't really get it. But I have an enormous amount of respect for her going out there, dude, putting the American flag on her shoulder and saying, fuck it, I'm going to do it. Because she did have a torn ACL from a crash in practice a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
There was some assholes online, and I will push back on this forever, who were like, you took up a spot and you should have given this for somebody else. No, she shouldn't have. She's one of the greatest we've had of all time. She looked great in training prior to this. And so, like,
I mean, even with the ACL tear, she got into the final round or whatever.
And so an American won it.
Yeah.
So I don't have any gripe with that, like, whatsoever. She's one of the greatest of all time, and she's brought, eyeballs to your fucking sport and to the ESPYs and everything else. Yeah, dude, you give her a shot at this. She's a fucking gangster. And the look in her eyes before she got up there, you could tell she was locked in and wanted to win this fucking thing.
Yeah.
She tried to clip that curve a little too close, and that's when she got hooked on the flag. But I have zero problems with that. Whoever's bitching about it can fuck right off. Watch that sport. And you're going 70 down a mountain.
Oh, my God. It's insane.
As a woman, the dudes are going faster.
I forgot how fast they go.
Well, the dudes have more weights. So they're going faster,
I know.
Right?
Yeah.
If she was going 71, imagine how fast the dudes are going,
yeah.
for Christ's sake. So, no, if you're going to go out, go out like a fucking G. Because,
yeah.
Look, she's looking at endless fucking surgeries right now. That's how bad the crash was.
Yeah.
Her leg was broken in half.
She basically got in a motorcycle accident.
And they had to cut away.
Yeah.
Like, shit, dude. It was 35 minutes. They had to medevac her out of there. And then she went into surgery, I think 2.5 hours later, just to repair whatever.
Put things back in order. Yeah.
Right. And then now they're going to do the rest of them. Let's see if she said here. I'm going to read her statement because she's posted it. Yesterday, my Olympic dream did not finish the way I dreamt it would. It wasn't a storybook ending or a fairy tale. It was just life. I dared to dream and had worked so hard to achieve it because in downhill skiing, racing, the difference between a strategic line and a catastrophic injury can be as small as 5 inches. Totally. If you watch it, absolutely, man. It's inches, dude. And unfortunately, I sustained a complex tibia fracture that is currently stable, but will require multiple surgeries to fix it properly. And then yesterday did not end the way I hoped. And despite the intense physical pain it caused, I have no regrets. She was screaming. Those screams haunted the mountains, dude. And that's when they cut away.
Yeah.
And they were like, we're out of here and we'll bring this back in. But
absolutely gnarly.
Yeah, she said standing at the starting gate was a credible feeling I never forget. And knowing that I stood there having a chance to win was a victory in itself. And I know that racing is a risk and all that other shit. So if you have a fucking problem with this, you want to break your leg in half and get multiple surgeries on it, fine. If not, go ahead and shut the fuck up. Like, in my opinion, that's a crazy sport to get involved in. You're not just doing it for fame.
No.
Like, it is not a fame sport that you can just do it.
People,
man.
like, remember your name once every 4 years. They're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, to me, dude, I know winning a gold would have been the ultimate, but also trying this hard, that's what I'll remember her for the most.
Yeah.
And the United States won. I think it was Breezy Johnson. She ended up winning it.
Yeah, I mean, Lindsey Vonn's already a legend, so.
Yes, first woman ever to win a gold medal in that category. And then this Breezy Johnson girl was the second American woman ever to win a medal in that category. So, great, man. I have zero fucking problems with it. The ice skating was fucking awesome. I know it's a weird moment. I think that's a weird thing to say on this show.
Yeah.
But when the quad god, and I know they keep calling him that, which is a great nickname.
Yeah.
I wish I would have thought of it when I was playing. I went with a Quad City DJ since I was from Atlanta. That was just mine. But watching this guy, I didn't understand the hype. I was like, what can you do in that sport that has never been done before? And then he did it. He backflipped in the air on ice skates. It looked like fucking blades of glory and landed on one fucking blade.
Yeah, Ilya something. I forget his name. It's Ilya something. But yeah, he is Ilya Malinin. He's insane.
You're going to see him the next 2 nights, too,
Yeah.
in the individuals, because that was team, and it came down to him last night, and he had to pull off a miracle, and he did. And he won the fucking gold. They won by 1 point.
Yeah.
I think we beat Japan by 1 point.
Yes, I believe it
and,
was. It was on right after the Super Bowl.
Look, I know it's weird coming out of this show, but if you get a chance to watch this guy, you will never see anything like this. I mean, it was fucking
And
insane.
he just does shit that's impossible.
Yes, but backflip on the ice.
Yeah.
Landing on one leg. Because he did it the night before, and he landed on 2, and I was just like, were they down that many points that he had to do it? Because I got caught up in the football shit.
Well,
so
I know he, in that routine, because I did watch that. I honestly, I had no idea who this guy was until I watched that. He flubbed one of the quads. He didn't stick
he did?
it.
Okay.
So he may have had to make up for it a little bit.
Oh, got it. And so he was like, hey, all right, if I can do this on one leg, fuck him. Because if you fall, game over.
Yeah,
I don't even think the United States medals if he falls.
Yeah, and look, he just didn't stick the landing. He didn't, eat shit.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just wasn't, like in gymnastics where it's it's just not clean when they, come off the vault or whatever. It's mostly fine, but it wasn't clean. That's what he did in that, on one of those quads. And so, I don't know, maybe he had to grab some points back.
Maybe. But it's been fun to watch, and it's only going to get funner. I think Jake Paul's girlfriend's going for gold tonight.
She just set a world record.
Right now?
Earlier today, I saw.
Shit.
So maybe she got the gold already.
Man, that tape delay always fucks me. Because I watch it at night, and I know it's on delay, but I try to just give me the answer. I want to know.
Yes, she set the Olympic record and won gold.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
Wow,
There's
dude.
a bunch of videos of Jake Paul crying and stuff in the stands.
Well, look,
I'm not shitting on him for that. That's
No, and I'll tell you why. I watched the Jake Paul documentary on HBO with him and and Logan and the brother and the family and how it all came to fruition. I understand why he was crying because both of them are doing insane shit. And she has always been adamant. She won silver last time, and she was adamant even throughout the whole series. Hey, I love you, but when I train, I fucking train, and I want to goddamn win. And that was it. She goes, "This is my last shot at gold."
Yeah.
And so we're gonna be apart. And when I have to go to training, I got to go to fucking training, and vice versa for him, because he was going up against heavyweight champion of the world,
Right.
and so they were training together, and all that other shit. You can say whatever you want about his boxing career, but still, the training that he put in for these fights was intense. Her training is fucking intense, so I understand it.
yeah, 100%.
I mean, shit. I almost felt like crying getting out of the parking lot of the fucking Bulls Trails, for Christ's sakes. I've never gone perfect on the day like that, and it was so shocking, especially at my age, that, yeah, dude, I was fucking emotional about it when I got back to my car. So I can only imagine watching your girlfriend go through that because she did something in her home country that wasn't very popular. She went against the grain. There was some sponsor that paid him to wear these suits, and the country decided for her, hey, you're going to do this. And she says, what if I don't? That's not enough money.
Yeah.
And they said, well, then we're not going to fucking sponsor you. And she's like, all right, well, I can go out because I can go out tomorrow.
Right.
My social media following. This is pre-Jake Paul, by the way.
Yeah.
Because she was already famous around the world and hot as fuck. I mean,
super
for her
hot.
looks and her talent.
Yeah.
But so she goes, cool, man. I won't train with the team. I'll train on my own. I'll pay for my own trainer because they take all your money away.
Right.
And she goes, so I'll pay for my own shit and everything else. And fuck you guys. And I want to max out the amount of money that I can. You can't tell me what to do.
Yeah.
And so she was separated from her team. She took a private jet over there, which they were pissed off about.
Yeah.
You're going to travel with your team or whatever. Team fucking hated her. So
Yeah.
I understand all of it. She took a lot of fucking heat. But good for her. Holy shit, the world record, huh?
Set the world record.
Damn. That's something you never have to live in your husband's shadow after
Yeah.
that.
And I guess, does she do distance? Yeah, 1,000 meter. So she does really long ones.
Okay.
I think that's what.
1,500 meters is what I was watching yesterday.
Okay.
It might be there's 5,000 as well. There's
Oh,
a
there
bunch
is?
of them.
Okay. All right.
But still hard as fuck.
Yeah.
And that's another one where it's it's just an inch here or there and you're
Oh, yeah.
you're toast. I'm looking at this Falcons thing. I did not know the charges were this bad. Did you see the charges for James Pierce Jr.?
Oh, I saw what he did.
Crash. So it just came out right now. crashed his vehicle into one being driven by a WNBA player.
His girlfriend.
Okay, so that was intentional?
Yeah, he was. I think it's an ex, and he was like stalking her, and she wouldn't stop. He tried to get in her car, then he got into his car and started just like slamming into her.
So bashed into her vehicle multiple times and then struck a police officer with the vehicle? Do you know that?
I didn't know struck a police officer vehicle. I knew he had to be tackled to the ground by like 7 cops or something.
That's
like
why.
That. Yeah.
He ran over a police officer while evading arrest.
So he's going to jail.
He was just charged with 5 felony charges, including aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. I'm assuming that's a car. Aggravated stalking, aggravated battery of a law enforcement officer. He was released on $20,000 bond. That's it.
Yeah, that feels low.
Yeesh. Homegirl plays for the Sparks, Los Angeles Sparks. Whew. God damn, dude.
Yeah. So he might go to jail. I don't know.
You'd have to.
It's really the cop that does it.
God, that's classic
You know what I mean?
Falcons, dude. He was our first-round pick, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of Tennessee.
Fuck you, dude. Yeah, he was number 26. Son of a bitch. What the fuck is wrong with these people, man? I mean, no offense. You're an NFL player and a first-round pick. You're looking at a minimum, let's see, at pick 26, 16 to 17 million guaranteed.
Let's see what it is. He has a 4-year, $16 million fully guaranteed rookie contract.
Nailed it.
And an $8 million signing bonus.
Nailed it. So, yeah, that's dumb. Way to go, bro.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum just got cleared to practice with the G League. Whoa, that's a pretty fast comeback.
It is, and the Celtics are in like 3rd place in
they're
what's
doing
a
great
pretty
without
wide
him.
open
Jaylen Brown's
East right now.
an MVP carrying this team. Holy shit.
That could be a game changer. I mean, the Pistons are in 1st. I don't know if I fully trust them, although they are good. I don't think you should knock the Pistons, but I don't trust the Knicks in 2nd place. Cavs are weird. Everyone else in the East sucks. So yeah, Boston might sneak their way into the number 1 seed.
Yeah, so let's chat about it because the trading deadline went down. Harden went to the Cavs.
Yeah, meh.
I don't agree with them trading the young dude. I
Yeah.
mean, that guy was the future, Darius Garland, and you got a 50-year-old James Harden. Now, he's playing great. Don't get me wrong. I think he's averaging 28 and 10.
He's never not going to put up numbers.
I know.
He's never not going to put up numbers. But he was better than Russell Westbrook in terms of like being an impact player in his prime, in my opinion. But at this point, his numbers are empty calories.
Yeah, yeah. But what happens with Cleveland, I wonder?
They're good. I mean, they're good. I mean, they'll be a top 4 seed almost certainly in the playoffs, in my opinion. So, yeah, they'll be fine. They won't win the East or anything like that, though.
No.
I like Donovan Mitchell a lot, too, so it's kind of a bummer. But
I know. I'll watch those games now, at least.
yeah. It's
See what
going to
happens
be
in the
interesting.
playoffs, for sure. For sure, because I'm looking at the other side. I mean, obviously, Oklahoma City Thunder's destroyed everybody, but the Spurs, man.
So last I checked, the Spurs that might have moved, but the Spurs were like 16-1 to win the NBA championship.
Mm-hmm.
Love those odds
I know.
because they have. I think they're 2-2 against the Thunder right now. They can clearly handle the Thunder,
Yeah.
and they started 0-2 by the way. So they've won their last. I think they've won their last 2 games against the Thunder. San Antonio, I think, is a good bet to win it all this year.
Maybe. Youth is the only thing that concerns me. But I guess it didn't stop OKC last year.
Yeah,
so, I
they're
mean,
young as shit.
And you got those guys from Europe who, I mean, they've grown up like that, so they're not used to.
Right.
I mean, they are used to the pressure. Where here's a different story.
Wemby's
Maybe,
just a
dude.
fucking freak.
I know. I always wondered if he could stay healthy because he didn't last year.
He's been more or less healthy this year.
He starts putting weight on him. Yeah, he'll be fine. But then you got the Lakers, some other teams. Like NBA will heat up later on. We'll turn over to college basketball now. College basketball, fucking blast to watch, dude. So Arizona continues to roll, man.
Yeah. I believe they play Kansas tonight at Kansas.
Ooh.
So that's a big one.
I wonder what the spread is on that, dude.
Let's find out because it's going to be a good game. My guess is actually, man, Arizona might be favored. Kansas is a top 10 team, though.
They are.
Arizona's
going to be favored.
2.5. Arizona's a 2.5 point favorite.
Yeah, I was going to say, if they're favored, it's going to be 2.5 tops.
I would take the home dog just out of,
Kansas?
They're number 9.
I know. You don't like them, though.
I know. Allen Fieldhouse is the most difficult place to play in any college sport.
Have you been to Cameron yet? Indoor?
I've not been to Cameron.
I haven't either.
But
So I'm curious to see. I've been everywhere else.
In my opinion, Allen Fieldhouse is the most
Loud as shit.
It is more difficult than any college football stadium or any college basketball stadium. It is the hardest place to play.
Fucking loud as shit in there.
And that's why they're always good. Obviously, they're always talented, but they just have their home. They've had their home court locked down for 40 years, and I wouldn't bet against them at home ever, even though Arizona is really fucking good.
Is Cam Boozer going to be better than his dad?
Oh yeah, definitely.
My God.
Oh yeah.
Watching those two teams play, Duke and Carolina are going to go far. Arizona's going to go far. Michigan's going to go far. I pick Michigan to win. Houston's going to be in that mix.
Oh, here comes Houston, by the way.
UConn.
Houston absolutely dismantled BYU at BYU. They look like they're – and by the way, Houston has a lottery pick as well. So Arizona, Houston, Duke, of these top teams.
Gonzaga's got a shot.
Zag's still good. Kansas.
Florida's been blowing people out.
Florida's coming. Florida's coming.
Uh-huh.
Their record's a little misleading because they played a brutal non-conference schedule and they kind of just hadn't gelled at that point and lost a lot of games early. But they are, I think they're reaching their final form. They'll be really good. The depth of this year's top 25 is nuts. I mean, you go down all the way to there's a lottery pick on BYU at 22. There's really good dark horse. I keep pumping them up. Really good mid-major in St. Louis at 18. And then Florida's starting to climb, so that value's diminishing because people are seeing them again. The depth of 1 through 20 is nuts in college basketball this year. And that's to say nothing of whatever fucking Cinderellas pop up.
Yeah. Last one for you here. Also, dude, I won the fucking waste management. So, yeah, we fucking destroyed this weekend. Shout out to Chris Goddard. Picked the first round. Picked the winner, and we won a lot of money on that in Drinkin' Bros Sports. So, yeah, that was fucking rad. That guy who got buck naked in the pond was fun over the weekends. Still the same old waste management, man. So glad that hasn't changed. But the one thing I wanted to ask you about was the Giannis trade. I was surprised he didn't get traded.
So there's this new. I can only speak to it so much because I'm not anywhere near an expert on it. But there's basically just it's been here the last year or two. There's a new apron rule in terms of salaries in the in the NBA, and a lot of teams. You saw it at the trade deadline. Most teams were more interested in getting rid of contracts than bringing stars in. It was not a very star-studded trade deadline because now the way it works is if you go over certain aprons, you just get fucked. It's worse than ever in terms of the penalty you get. So a lot of these teams are we're good. I don't want to do this. So that's why there really wasn't much of any movement of significance.
I thought he would have gone. He would have been gone for sure. And the last second, the guy, I guess the owner said, "Hey, this is our franchise player. We're not trading him," which I understand. He really is.
Yeah.
Now you just got to build a team around him.
I mean, how old is he? He's not that old.
He's 28, I think.
Oh, he's 31. Never mind.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah. All right.
He looks
I would
young.
have maybe traded him. But a lot of teams didn't want to take it.
Yeah.
They didn't want to take on the Suns.
The Warriors tried. They tried. And I don't know what happened there in the end. Because they were about the only ones who could do it. They had picks and all the other shit.
Yeah.
So, didn't go through. But, yeah, we got Daytona 500 coming up this weekend and college basketball tonight. So, are you going to take them? You're going to take Kansas?
I think it's just they're at home. It's Kansas. They're a top 10 team. They're at home. I understand Arizona is unanimous number 1 and undefeated, but it's fucking Allen Fieldhouse. And if you can give me plus money, give me the money line. Give me the money line. I don't even want the line. I want the money line.
Boy, I'm gonna stick with Arizona tonight. I think Zona. Yeah. I don't believe in Kansas as much as you do.
I don't believe in them. I think this is not that great of a team, although I will say Darren Peterson is finally kind of coming into his own, and that guy is a fucking killer. He is potentially the number 1 pick in the draft. It's a deep draft, so it's him or AJ Dippins onto whatever it is at BYU.
Sure.
But Darren Peterson is a fucking killer.
Okay.
At home with that crowd behind him, if it's a tight game late, I might trust Darren Peterson more than any other player in the country right now late in games. Do I think Kansas is going to make a Final Four? No, but I late game. I think he's the best, the most trustworthy dude. He's a fucking killer.
You never know with Kansas, man. It seems like in the years they should win, they don't. The down years, they end up going to the Final Four.
You
shit
know,
like that.
they're good for a lot of Final Fours, but I think they really like. This isn't even a knock on them, but like a lot of their prestige just comes from the fact that they have their home court more locked down than any team in the history of college basketball. And if you can win your home games, if you can get out of a regular season with only somewhere between 0 and 2 home losses, you are a top 4 seed in the tournament every fucking year, unless you go totally winless on the road. But they don't do that because they're also usually loaded with talent.
Yeah.
So they win plenty of road games too. But the fact of the matter is, if you lock down your home court, you are always a tournament team. Always.
What about this over-under here, 154?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
That's a 78 to 77 game, essentially.
Seems about right. I couldn't give you a good read on
Me
that.
neither, man. Me neither. I'm going to go the Wildcats tonight just to do it. I won fair share this weekend, so appreciate you tuning in out there. Go to Spotify, rate the show 5-star. All the video shows will be on Spotify. And like I said, Dan will be back, I think Tuesday or Wednesday. Hard AF Seltzer's really picking up, and we did not expect this type of sales in January. There's been 2 snowstorms that have hit the country, and sales have been great. So decent problem to have, and he'll be back in a couple days. And then head on over to iTunes, rate the show 5-star, and leave a quick review. That is all the advertisers care about. I can promise you that. You can watch every video show on Spotify. Appreciate you tuning in for Hot Bob. I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Monday Morning Recap. Good morning, everyone.